Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name is Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi, and this is the live from Johor, from Malacca, from Nigeria, from Bolivia, from Uzbekistan. We are live right now, and this is the opening ceremony for the AIINEx. And in fact, this is the very, very, very first AIINEx, the AIINEx 2020, which is the Asia International Innovation Exhibition. And we're very, very excited to have you with us for our maiden event. And this is going to be an awesome exhibition, simply because we have so many things to share with you, and we have so much information, so much wisdom that we would like to impart from our panel for today itself. So ladies and gentlemen, now, first of all, allow me to do a little reminder for everybody, for the panel. Please keep away from your mobile devices while we are on here, because there could be feedback and it could disrupt the flow of the events. And number two, when you are sharing your screen, please do not share the entire screen, but just share windows. So if you could all do that, that would be fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, like I said, my name is Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi, and I am the Assistant Dean for the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, University of Technology Malaysia, and I am also the President of the APRA, which is the Association for Professional Researchers. That's right. The Association for Professional Researchers and Academicians, and I'm the president of the Malaysia chapter. And this is the first, actually, of many more to come. Of joint programs between Connecting Asia and the APRA. And I'm just going to pass you all to my co-host directly from Bahrain. Let's hear from Dr. Sobia Safdar. Please, Dr. Sobia, let's have a few words from you as co-host, but direct from Bahrain.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to all of you. I'm Dr. Sobia from University of Bahrain. I'm working in University of Bahrain as an assistant professor at College of Business Administration. Also, I'm president of the APRA Bahrain chapter, and I've been connected to Connecting Asia for the past 7 years. So today I'm privileged and I'm excited to be your host, because all of you are here and seeing so many people from the diverse backgrounds on a digital platform. This is the first time that Asia is going to hold innovation exhibition, and I hope that this will be going to another milestone for Asia, the APRA, and all of us. I hope that will be going to an awesome, as Dr. Abdullah said, awesome event, and we will be having many more ideas, innovative ideas to be. And I'm more excited because this time we are having pure sciences along with us, as well as the social sciences. So without further ado, I would like to ask Dr. Abdullah to proceed further and ask the other participants to join and do what's on the plan. Please, Dr. Abdullah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sobia. And just a little bit of background knowledge on what AIINEx is, for perhaps those watching online and not knowing exactly what it is, or if you want to have a refresher on what it is. This is actually the first time that we're conducting the AIINEx, and it is a platform to share innovation with the world, and it is a new, fresh, upcoming, exciting platform, and it should be used by everyone. It doesn't matter if you're an academic, it doesn't matter if you're a professional, if you're an innovator. As long as you have something to share, please come use this platform. And right now, I'm really excited because we have a total of 15,000 ringgit as the cash prize. 15,000, that's the total, and that's actually the biggest amount of money we've ever actually invested into a single event. And the best for each category gets 3,000 ringgit. So that's really exciting, and really hoping that we have some really great things that people want to share with us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed with passing the mic to my other friends here, allow me to do a brief introduction of the people who are here. And first of all, I'm just going to introduce them by the order that they're going to be speaking in. First of all, just to introduce to you, when you're introduced, just wave your hands so that people will know you. First of all, it's the AIINEx-2020 chairman, technologist Dr. Hilmi Adli bin Muhammad Noor. That's him, very handsome guy there from UniKL. And next we have the AIINEx-2020 Head of Scientific Committee and Judges, Dr. Sharifa Nadia Butehozari. There she is. And next we have the Founding Director of Connecting Asia himself, Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi, very handsome guy there. And also he's the President of the APRA Pakistan chapter as well. And next we have Dr. Ikram Rikshibayev from Uzbekistan, no less. And for us in Malaysia, especially in Johor, it's interesting to note that he actually lived here in Johor in Malaysia for 8 years. So you can't lie to him about anything here. And next we have from Bolivia, Dr. Christian Minu. It's great to have you with us, Dr. Minu, Dr. Christian. And we have from Nigeria, always the crowd favorite, Dr. Aliyu Isa Tikaji from Yobe State University, Damaturu, Nigeria, and he's also the president of the APRA Nigeria chapter. And we have with us the members of the team, Mr. Noman Khan, we have Mr. Rai Navid, and we have Mr. Hamad Raza, and a few more here. So these guys are the guys who are with us, just to let you know who is who here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let us begin the festivities. Let's begin the event by inviting the AIINEx-2020 Chairman, Technologist Dr. Hilmi Adli Muhammad Noor. Okay? Yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you to Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi and Dr. Sobia Irom. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the AIINEx-2020 organizing committee, I'm honored and delighted to thank you for your participation in our first Asia International Innovation Exhibition, AIINEx-2020. Ladies and gentlemen, AIINEx-2020 has started 26th of February 2020. This is a successful event for researchers who have successfully presented their research findings, share their project idea, discuss on future collaboration, and gain feedback from panels and participants. There were a total of 293 registered projects. 40% registered as infographic presentation, 40% registered as innovative video challenge, and the rest 20% registered as online presentation. Where more than 20 of the participants were from different universities and institutions, such as UiTM, University Technology Marak, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UniKL, University Kuala Lumpur, and we also have UTM and more. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our event is rich and bright with 15 webinar series speakers and two keynote speakers from Westminster International University in Tashkent and University of Social Sciences and Business from Argentina. And we also have University of Management and Technology from Pakistan, University Technology Malaysia, University Kuala Lumpur, University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, Ministry of Education Malaysia, College Community, Dewan Muda Johor, Mind Care Center, AR Mechatronic Private Limited, and lastly, Sinaran Ilmu Learning Center. I would like to welcome all international participants in this program. I am very pleased to note that there are about more than 8 countries participate in this event. For example, Malaysia, Indonesia, Pakistan, Nigeria, Iraq, Thailand, Turkey, Sudan, Philippines, and few more. As a conference chair of AIINEx 2020, I know that the success of the exhibition depends ultimately on the many people who have worked with us in planning and organizing the technical program. In particular, we thank the program advisor, Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi, for his wise advice and brilliant suggestion on organizing the program. The program scientific committee and judges for their thorough and timely reviewing the project, and of course to our co-organizer, whereby Dewan Muda Johor, University Kuala Lumpur, the Association of Professional Researchers and Academicians, APRA, and Reader's Insight Publisher for the support of AIINEx 2020, and to all participants. Recognition should also go to the organizing committee members who have all worked extremely hard for the details of important aspects of the exhibition programs. Last but not least, to all participants, thank you for joining this event and hope to see you again in the next AIINEx 2020. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Facebook and YouTube channel. All further information details of the event can be found on our website connectingasia.org. And thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Thank you very much, Dr. Helmi, for a great opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the chairman of the AIINEx 2020. Next, we have the head of scientific committee and the judges from College Community Melaka. We have with us Dr. Sharifa Nadia Binti Razali. The floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Okay, thank you to our MC Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawawi and Dr. Sobia Ilum. Yang berbahagia our chairman Dr. Helmi Adli bin Muhammad Noor. Yang berbahagia our founder director Connecting Asia Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi. Yang berbahagia Connecting Asia in Nigeria Dr. Aliyu Aisah Chikaji, Yobe State University from Nigeria. Yang berusaha AIINEx 2020, yang berusaha Dr. Ikram Rich Siboy, Westminster International University. Yang berusaha Dr. Christian from University of Social Science and Business. Distinguished guest, participant and organizing committee. Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. As head of scientific committee and judges for AIINEx 2020, I will brief on the evaluation criteria. Okay, so I share my slide. I will share the slide for the evaluation criteria. Okay, did you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, this is the evaluation criteria. Okay, as we know the type of presentation, there are 3 types of presentation, which are online project presentation, innovative idea video challenge for 5 minutes, and infographic poster challenge. Okay, based on 3 types of presentation, each of presentation will be this category, which are science, engineering and technology, education and social science, and also life science. Okay, all participants must have the following format for their presentation, their project, such as name of project, leader, project name and institution, the introduction or background of the project, problem statement, objective, novelty, benefit to the user, benefit to the society, commercialization potential, and also award or recognition received. Okay, there are three types of presentation, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so the evaluation criteria has been divided to three types of evaluation, which are either fundamental, innovation, or commercialization. Okay, for the fundamental, the novelty and inventiveness is 20 marks, applicability is 10 marks, product and technology readiness 10 marks, research achievement, publication fund and talent development is 30 marks, intellectual property 5 marks, commercial potential 10 marks, level of impact 10 marks, presentation and other strength is 5 marks. There are different marks for each criteria for each level of project. For innovation, novelty and inventiveness is 15 marks, applicability 10 marks, product or technology readiness 10 marks, research achievement for publication fund and talent development 15 marks, intellectual property 10 marks, industry or business partner 5 marks, commercial potential 20 marks, level of impact 10 marks, presentation and other strength is 5 marks. And for the final is commercialization. Novelty and inventiveness is 10 marks, applicability 10 marks, product and technology readiness 10 marks, research achievement publication 10 marks, intellectual 10 marks, business partner 5 marks, commercialization status 30 marks, level of impact 10 marks, presentation and other strength 5 marks. Okay, that's it for the evaluation criteria. So I think I stop the sharing. Okay. So for the also the participant can refer all the criteria on our official website. Thank you very much, and I pass to the MC back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nadia. And as we can see, the team has worked very hard on the criteria, and they should really help with judging and making it a very, very fair exhibition. Thank you very much for that, Doctor. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so now let's move on to the next on the agenda, which is the opening speech. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please help me welcome the president of the APRA Pakistan chapter, the founding director of Connecting Asia, my good friend, Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Let me share my slide first. Okay, can you see my slides? Doctor, can you see my slides now?
Not yet. It should be coming soon.
Okay, let me check again.
Yeah, we'll can't see the slides.
Right? Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to all of my friends who are watching me live on YouTube, Facebook, and those who are present here. I would like to thank all of you because many of you are from different part of the world now, and we are connected here in this digital age with this digital technology. Let me just briefly share what is Connecting Asia for those who are new to us. And also I want to just explain few of our future plans and agenda so we can understand what we are doing and why we are here, and hopefully we are going to meet again in many other events in the future. So Connecting Asia is basically established in 2014. So since 2014 we are working on fostering impactful knowledge transfer, which we do conduct the conferences and all other types of the events, like we are doing this training sessions, we are doing this innovation exhibition. So the main objective, basically, we are trying to facilitate students from the low-income countries for higher education. That is what, our major contribution. And then we try to develop and train some of these institutions to foster their learning process through student-centered learning or using digital technologies. And then we are going to enhance the collaborative opportunities and providing more and more opportunities to these countries in order to improve their capabilities and also their research output. So that's why we are collaborating with many of these journals. So we are publishing articles for these conferences, and also we are publishing books and all other material. So that is the main agenda behind Connecting Asia. So basically we are trying to help students. So this is a brief record of our achievements, but this is before the pandemic situation. So we have already funded 42 PhDs. We published more than 4,000 ISI and Scopus Index journals. And then we provided 200 plus travel grants, so where we have face-to-face events in last year. And then we have now more than 10,000 researchers with registered with Connecting Asia. So this is our brief outcome, or with maybe achievement for over the year. But this is, as I mentioned, this is before pandemic situation. As we know, we all are in the situation where unprecedented situation where we are in the pandemic thought. Now, what we are doing now, this is just let me give you brief output of our previous track record. Till 2019, our membership is from 42 different countries. Okay? And in membership, we have increased up till 7,000 in 2019. Now we are around 10,000 plus membership in the Connecting Asia. So what is our future plan is basically we are planning to move our network to other countries. So we have already our offices in Malaysia, Indonesia, Bahrain, Nigeria, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and many other countries. So, but we are planning to move in the European region and also with the America and African region. So that is what we are planning for the future. Now, let me just give an opportunity to explain what we are planning to do is basically we are developing a society or a network of researchers that train each other. So that's why we always prefer our knowledge sharing process through the conferences and such type of event where we are doing this AIINEx 2020. This is the first time we are looking into the innovations and product side. So that is also very important part of our capacity development. So in future, we are planning to extend it to Education Expo, and also we are going for some business competitions and all this investment initiatives. So these all, basically all these agendas are for Connecting Asia for future. So this is, let me just briefly explain the previous conferences. This is what we have done till 2014 when we established. In 2013 we were using a different name, but in 2014 we started with the Connecting Asia. So now we have more than 10,000 members and we have conducted 11 conferences. This is our 12th conference or exhibition. And at the end of this year in December we are planning for another conference which is going to be the global event for December 2020. So that would be our 30th conference in total. So this is our another progress in terms of training programs. So we provided more than 100 trainings, but in mostly in 15 countries and mostly Southeast Asian and subcontinent region. We have a very good standing there. So this is what we have done. But the future, we are looking for international collaboration. So that is why we have recently signed an MOU with the Spanish organization, which are going to provide us a certification, and we are going to conduct a mutual event in next year. So that is our future planning, and we are looking for other collaborations for the different region and different part of the world. So that is a brief overview of Connecting Asia and our achievement in past 5 years. And I hope so most of us, we are very familiar with all these achievements because we are listening it on each conference. But every time when we gather, we have witnessed that our graph is growing, and we are providing more and more opportunities, not only for collaboration in terms of research, innovation, and investment, but also we are fostering the knowledge through giving some sponsorship to our PhD students. So all of these Connecting Asia, the main working of this Connecting Asia is all international PhD students. That is one of our contribution here in Malaysia since 2014. But we are planning to enhance and extend this network for the future. So thank you very much and listening to me, and I hope we will get more and more collaboration, and we will update you with our recent achievements, and we will grow together. Thank you very much and have a very nice day.
Thank you very much, Founding Director of Connecting Asia, Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi. And I must say, it's amazing. It's amazing when you have a look at the progress that we've made for the very, very humble beginnings to a network of more than 10,000. So, alhamdulillah, that's a great achievement, I think, for any organization, one organization that started right from the ground. So, thank you for leading us through the process, Dr. Imran. Right, so next, let us now start with the first keynote speaker of the day. And the first keynote speaker is from the Westminster International University in Tashkent, in Uzbekistan. And again, like I said, this gentleman he lived in Malaysia for 8 years. He lived in Johor, and he was working with UKL in Johor. And I think he is no stranger to how we live and how we do things here in Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, with the topic, Innovation Challenges and Opportunities in Uzbekistan. Please help me welcome the first keynote speaker, Dr. Ikram Rikshibayev.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Abdullah. Thank you, colleagues. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation to the organizing committee of the exhibition, to Dr. Imran, Dr. Adli, and all members of the organizing committee for inviting me to deliver my speech in this international exhibition. So I would like to share first my slides. Okay. Is it visible now?
Okay.
Okay. My name is Ikram Rikshibayev. I am currently Dean of Graduate School at Westminster International University in Tashkent. The topic of my presentation is Innovation, Opportunities and Challenges in Uzbekistan. The outline of my presentation, first I will talk about Uzbekistan a little bit for those who are not familiar with. Then I will introduce some innovation projects at our university. And I will talk about innovations in higher education of Uzbekistan. Then we'll talk about opportunities and challenges. In the end, we can do conclusion together. Okay. Uzbekistan is a Central Asian country. It's located in the middle of Central Asia. We are bordered with Kazakhstan from the north and Turkmenistan, all Eastern countries nearby. So we have borderline with Afghanistan as well, and we are close to China, but we have no common border with China. Between China and Uzbekistan, we have Kyrgyzstan. So this is our national flag and national symbol. Currently in Uzbekistan, there are 33 million of population, and the government is a republic. The president is Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Our independence is only less than 30 years, so we have got independence from USSR, 1st of September 1991. The total area of the country is 447,000 kilometers square. Population 33 million, and 80% of the population is Uzbeks, and we have more than 120 ethnic groups in our country. So big cities, Tashkent, Samarkand, Bukhara, Fergana, Andijan, and we have 14 regions in the country, and 90% of the population are Muslims, and the rest is Christian and other religions. Okay? And I decided to start from history, because our place been used to be a center of education, especially for Islamic and science and in other sciences. I believe all of you heard about Imam al-Bukhari, who was born in Bukhara, and Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, who was born in Khwarizm, and about Fergani, about Farabi, Biruni. We have hundreds of scholars who have been contributing to the development of the science, technology, those days, for mathematics, geography, and all natural sciences. So I'm proud to be the citizen of such a wonderful place. We also got Abu Ali ibn Sina, who was born in Khwarizm state. In Europe, people call him Avicenna, I believe you know. And we got Mirza Ulugh Bey, who has established first observatory in the world. And we had some historical crowds where Amr Temur established his empire, which is considered as one of the biggest empires in the history of human being. This empire being included more than 20 countries, current countries in the world, including Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, goes to up to part of Iraq, Syria, Turkey, and Georgia, and Armenia, Azerbaijan. So, and if you feel boring, let me know. I will skip all those historical things. Zahir Muhammad Babur is the grandson of Amr Temur, the previous slide, the guy who been established his empire, but Muhammad Babur been established his empire in the territory of partially in Pakistan, in India. We call it in history, we call it the Mughal Empire, and Babur was born in the city of Andijan, and he was the grandson of Amr Temur. And as you know, grandson of Babur, who is Shah Jahan, built the Taj Mahal, which is now become one of the top places in the world to visit for the tourists, and is a good place to pray and to visit. A little bit about the economy. Our economy mostly depended on agriculture, including cotton and fruits and vegetables. We also got gold, which is fourth place in the world in terms of production of gold. We have textile industry, we have natural gas, we have railway and automobile industry. And I believe somebody may know that vegetables and fruits of Uzbekistan is one of the best in the world. You can, and dishes also very good, and some of my friends might have chance to try this wonderful dish, plov, narin, and others. And the biggest city of Uzbekistan is Tashkent, which is capital, which has more than 2,200 years history. There are 3 million people in Tashkent living now, currently. And 2 big cities, Samarkand and Bukhara, used to be capital of several historical countries in Central Asia. Let's move to little information about the university. Our university been established in 2002, by collaborating with University of Westminster in London. Currently, we have more than 4,000 students and 150 academicians. We have 3 schools: School of Business Economics, School of Law Technology, and Graduate School. We are offering both bachelor and master programs. Starting from this year, we have established Graduate School, where we are offering PhD and Doctor of Science programs in management and econometrics. Most of interesting innovations in our institution is we have established InnoViet, entrepreneurship lab, which is supporting our students and new initiatives in Uzbekistan, startup projects to be commercialized or to be implemented. And this lab been established 2 years ago. Now we have a team of Wyatt, and we are doing very well in terms of participating in several local and international competitions and helping young people who has new ideas and innovations in order for them to get commercialized or to get invested for the project. And another thing is we have Bloomberg Lab, which is a place for students who are studying finance to do the research and to learn tools of current and modern finance. We have also established Center for Policy Research and Outreach, where we are considering 3 areas mainly, and also we are doing some cross-cutting teams in human capital, agriculture, and Silk Road connectivity, considering gender equality, environmental science, governance, and also digitalization. Okay. And some of our students been participated several international competitions. I will not list all of them, just I'm sharing some of the pictures where our students got awarded and got outstanding achievements from that exhibitions and competitions. And local and international competitions. If you would talk about Uzbekistan innovations, then what we can see, as I mentioned earlier, the Al-Khwarizmi was born in city of Khorizm, and he was the father of algebra, and his book, based on his book, being established the science of algebra, which is big part of mathematics. So then the words, the current word in informatics, information technologies, which is algorithm, came from his name, and he was the very famous scholar. And also we can highlight the contribution of Abu Ali bin Sina to the medicine, and also Mirza Ulugh who been established first observatory in the world. And he and his colleagues, students, they studied 1,018 stars, and they wrote their book about the observations. And for your information, first TV broadcast being held in Tashkent in 1928. Currently, what Uzbekistan do in terms of innovations, as I mentioned before, our country is quite young. Independence only close to 30 years, but development is going slowly. Then the government realized that we have to change something. That's why they have introduced new ministry, and they call this ministry as an innovative development ministry, which been established in 2017. And ministry are paying the attention to the several areas, and they are implementing and developing innovation in public buildings, growth of agriculture, healthcare, education, environmental science, and international collaboration, economics growth, in modern infrastructure, and they are also looking into quality of science and education. They also looking into several areas from innovation perspective, where they have suggested very good suggestions to the respective ministries in order to get developed. So the ministry consists of several departments. They are looking into industry, into the tourism and business, and transport infrastructure, education, and healthcare, and technology parks, and construction, and also about scientific development and technology. So those are the departments of ministry. they are looking for those areas from innovation perspectives. And they also established the academic and scientific councils where scholars of Uzbekistan are contributing to the quality of education, also publications, depending on the area of specification. And they have established scientific councils for computer science, for history, and social science, for pedagogical science, for pharmacology, for chemical science, for earth science. I mean, those are the areas where the top scholars being collected as a scientific council, and they are identifying strategy of Uzbekistan in terms of development of the education, not only higher education, but starting from school and college, polytechnic, all those. And this is those committees and scientific council, which is responsible for specific area, which is presenting in your screen, as they are developing the strategy of the country for each area of research, where the main key goal of those committees is to increase number of publications and also quality of publications, and get our universities to be ranked in top university rankings in the world. And in Ministry of Innovation doing very active collaboration with several governments, international organizations, which I have listed in my presentation, but I will not read all of them. So including government of China, Chinese Academy of Science, and Indian government, and many organizations from Russia, from Europe, USA, and other contingents. Okay, those are the companies which our ministry are collaborating with and launching new kind of projects and competitions. And looking into the global innovation index, we are not so good position currently. It used to be 122nd place in the world according to global innovation index, but now somehow we have improved our position, and now Uzbekistan is 93rd in the world. But government been put the goal to the Ministry of Innovation, saying that by 2030 Uzbekistan should be one of the top 50 innovative economies in the world. And in this slide, you can see the most innovative countries in the world. Switzerland, Sweden, US, Netherlands, and United Kingdom are the top 5 countries. If you look at the Asian countries, led by Singapore, followed by Korea, Hong Kong, China, and it's nice to see that Malaysia is one of the top 10 countries, innovative economies in the Asian region. And government been established the strategy, innovative development strategy, collaborating with Ministry of Innovative Development, and they have established 2-year strategy where they pay more attention on human capital, where President's degree on this strategy been signed in 2018, and roadmap being established accordingly by collaborating all the related ministries and agencies. And it was also highlighted that we have to be in top 50 by 2030. And the gap between academia and industry being highlighted, and in this strategy been identified the key areas of those challenges where we need to integrate academia, publication and research with industry. And in this slide, you can see the works being done by the ministry. As I mentioned before, the government also paying very positive interest to the development of the country from innovation perspective. That's why if you look at the education system, I can tell you that in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, been introduced new deputy rector positions, which will be responsible for innovation. For all higher education institutes now has their own deputy rectors, deputy vice chancellors, who is responsible for innovations. And also new deputy directors being signed for research institutes which are under Uzbek Academy of Science. For your information, we have two systems in Uzbekistan, Ministry of Higher Education and also Uzbek Academy of Science. Under Uzbek Academy of Science, we got research institutes, and all higher education institutes are under Ministry of Higher Education. In these slides, I also sharing you with the achievements, or the investment been forwarded by government and external investments to the development of innovation in higher education institute. For example, the budget for innovation projects at higher education institutes has been increased up to 4.2 million USD, and external funding also been doubled, and all 24.1 million USD international funding being invested for research institutes under Uzbek Academy of Science, and more than 14 million USD has been invested for higher education institutes. And the Ministry of Innovation Development also providing some platforms for researchers, for inventors, for innovators, in order to keep in touch with the ministry, and they also try to identify best innovative products in the country and award them to help them to commercialize and to get those projects into reality. So they are providing, for example, in terms of quality of publication, for example, they are providing proofreading services for those papers which been written in English and to be sent to international peer-reviewed journals. And we have, in this platform, you can see they have established a bank of innovation where you can share with your innovative product or innovative idea, then ministry will help you to further development. And scientific events also been conducted and conducting now, and some statistical information being uploaded in the website, and people can see that a good move and development is happening in terms of innovation. And also doctorate. In Uzbekistan, for information, we have two doctorate levels. First is PhD, Doctor of Philosophy. Second at DSc, which is Doctor of Science. And the Minister of Innovation now is responsible to increase number of PhD and Doctor of Science in the country. They're also looking into the quality. They are monitoring the government quota. They also providing scholarships for talented candidates. And the ministry also providing several kind of competitions. The biggest one is InnoWeek, and in this platform you can find all the information about the competitions or projects being introduced by the ministry. Currently, 90% of the innovation related to technology. Unfortunately, only 2% for marketing innovations and another 2% for organizational innovations. So as you can see, the majority of innovation being devoted to technological innovations. And from this slide, you can see how Uzbekistan is spending for research and development in terms of percentage from the GDP. It used to be 0.2%, unfortunately, but now governments made decision that within 2 years this expenditure will be increased up to 1% of GDP for the research and development. And Ministry of Innovative Development is monitoring this progress, the smoothness of this transformation from 0.2% to 1%, how we can utilize those funding provided by government. In this slide, you can see the expenditure of Uzbekistan within the last 10 years. Unfortunately, somehow the amount being dropped, but starting from 2019, this number is significantly increased, and this diagram looks different. In this slide, you can see the number of researchers per million people. As you know, most of the innovations coming from researchers, it might be a PhD student or master student or whoever, but increasing number of researchers will reflect to the quality of projects. That's why now Uzbekistan has only 495 researchers per million people, which is not good. But again, the government and the ministry have decided to increase this number, and they are allocating huge of funding for this goal. In this slide, you can see number of employees engaged with scientific research. This data available up to 2016. As I mentioned before, the scenario is significantly changed for past 3 years. That's why this figure will be totally different for past 3 years. What ministry is doing in order to motivate people? They are organizing, as I mentioned before, they are organizing several events, competitions. I have listed in this slide. So the biggest one, Week, which been organized every year by ministry, and the funding is very huge, and they have good opportunity for inventors and innovators to get the product to be commercialized or to get funding for the projects. For information, 2 projects from our university also been funded by this ministry, where they have participated in innovation competition. And for information, the last one is the lead of innovative idea. This is a government medal, this is prize for those people who are contributing for the development of the country from innovation perspective. This is the government initiative to award people for those who are contributing well. And new technologies, new ideas, new innovations are coming. Just a couple of examples. Number one is IT Park in Tashkent, which is considered a good technology park, which been established a few years back, 2 years before. But now we have another techno park in Andijan and Jizak cities, which will contribute to the development of the country in terms of innovations. As I mentioned earlier, the government also allocating huge of funding for improvement of quality and quantity of publication, research, and science. That's why government is providing quite a number of scholarships for PhD and Doctor of Science degrees. From this slide, you can see how number are increasing past 4 years. This is fully government scholarships. For example, this year, 1,800 people are getting scholarship from government to do the PhD and Doctor of Science degrees. For information, in our country, when government providing scholarship, they will study for free and they will get lecturer salary for every month as a what we call it, support for the research. So for them, no need to worry about the family, and they will get these scholarships within 3 years. And this number is representing the enrollment to higher education. As you know, education, as we mentioned before, also closely related to the innovation and development of science. But unfortunately, the number of applicants in our country is increasing. The blue color representing the number of applications for past 8 years, and the green one representing available places in higher education institute in Uzbekistan. Just I give you two figures. 2016, for example, total number of available places in higher education was 57,000, but this year already become 130,000. So we already increased double for past 4 years. And 80% of those vacancies will be provided by government scholarship, and only 20% they will study by contract base. I mean, 80% of students will study for free and getting some scholarship from government, and only 20% will pay for the studies. And these statistics might not be related to innovation, but still some statistical information about the export of the country. As I mentioned before, our economy is depending on agriculture and on including cotton and foods. Then this is the statistical information about the export. And from this, why am I sharing this slide? Because I want to show you how COVID-19 is affecting to the export of the country for 2020. You can see how dynamics of the export for past 9 years, but 2020, that number significantly being decreased because of COVID. And similar effect being shown for import. This is slide to present the statistics for import of Uzbekistan for 2020, and you can compare for past years that significant negative contribution of COVID to the import dynamics of the country. And what are the issues and challenges? Of course, as I said, our country is quite young, 30 years old, not 29 years old, and we have still some bureaucracy, we have some work corruption, and some policies and procedures are quite long and difficult for commercialization and for technology transfer. That's why now responsible people are working on these issues, and also we have some issues on education system where our university's ranking is not good, because the reason is simple, because up to now none of our universities been care about the ranking system, because we have significant number of applications. That's why they don't much care about international students or university ranking systems. But past 2 years, the strategy been changed, the idea has been changed. That's why now we are working on improvement of education ranking of education institutes in the world ranking systems such as QS or THE. The issues in the education is knowledge, the interest of young generation to science and technology, and coverage of school graduates in higher education, as I presented earlier, and irrelevant modules being offered. Many universities, for example, for those who are studying mathematics, they got irrelevant modules such as philosophy or ethics or others. That's why now they doing moderation of those programs and syllabus. Assessment methods are not in world standards, and as I mentioned, the ranking of universities is also not in the top. And we also have a problem in terms of integration of science with industry and readiness of our industry to the concept of Industry 4 is one of the biggest issue then in order to achieve the goals. And used to be lack of funding from the government, but as I presented in previous slides, now government allocating quite huge funding for innovation, for science, and lack of high qualified experts. And we also got migration issues, because most of the well-qualified colleagues being already migrated to different countries. So as I Yes, Dr. Abdullah mentioned before, I also used to work in Malaysia for 8 years, and I come back now and I'm contributing to the development of the higher education in Uzbekistan. So, but still we got migration issues due to some difference of salaries and the facilities, the environment. Some people, migrated people, are not willing to come back. This is the big issue because we have a lot of people who are working top universities in the world, including Singapore universities, US, UK, and we have the main problem is of the government is they are not finding the way how to bring them back to Uzbekistan. And in the banking system, there are some issues because Islamic finance and Islamic banking not well developed, just started launching these two ideas, and online banking also not in high, international standards. Tourism sphere is a big issue of the governments. We have very good tourism potential, unfortunately have not been utilized so far, but this year governments established new agency who is responsible for the development of tourism. Hopefully in 2-3 years, the tourism sphere will be developed by using new innovation ideas. E-commerce also not in international level. This, from my understanding, I might be wrong, I don't know. And so it's easy to highlight the issues, but we have to think about how to develop our country. As you guys know, the company which is called Uber, which is the world's most popular media owner, creates no content, right? Sorry, this is for Facebook. And Uber is the world's largest taxi company which has no vehicle at all. And Alibaba is the most valuable retailer who has no inventory. So we have to introduce such innovations in our country in a different sphere of the development in order to get top 50 innovative economies in the world. That's it from me for now. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Ikram Rikchiboyev, for a very, very illuminating look at what goes on in Uzbekistan. And I'm pretty sure that was a very enlightening session, I think, where I was actually surprised to know that so many scientists came from the region.
Yeah, I have listed all the top 10.
So when you think about it, for example, Ibn Sina or Avicenna was from there, and Khawarizm and Bukhari. It's that region. It's mind blowing. And I just like to comment a little bit on what you said at the end there regarding before this, about 2 years ago, the university didn't really care about ranking because it could sustain itself. And I think that this is now, ranking has become something of a dirty word, but at the same time, it's something that everybody hates, but everybody knows that they have to do. And UTM was the same as well. And UTM started around 8 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. It's somewhere around there. Before this, we didn't play the game, but then after a while, we started to strategize and try to play the game. Alhamdulillah. Now UTM is 187 in the world. So that's an accomplishment that we're very proud of. But again, this is something. It's the new world where we live in, where ranking is everything. Anyway, thank you very much for your enlightening session. And now let's move on to the second keynote speaker, and he is from the University of Social Sciences and Business, UCES, Innovation Center of Bolivia Director, Vice President of the Organization 5.0 Colombia, UN Peace Ambassador, with his topic, The Five Industrial Revolution and the Vision of Colombia as a Model in Latin America for the Next Industrial Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to give the keynote speech, the second one, Dr. Christian W. Minuth. Dr. Christian, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to be with all of you, and salam alaikum.
Salam.
And let me see if I can share my presentation, because it will be my first time that I'm going to use this platform. So, well, I guess that I'm going to speak, because I think that
you have a button to present now.
Just share window only, and not. Oh, can I just ask, what browser are you using? Are you using Safari or are you using Chrome?
I guess Safari.
Safari. If you could you just log out and log in using Chrome? Because Chrome is the one that supports sharing windows. I have the same problem. I'm a Mac user, so I use Safari, and I have. So,
but it's okay.
If you can share your slide in the document, so Noman can run your slide. That is also possible.
That would be good as well.
You just share your slide here in the chat box.
Okay. So let me see.
Noman, can you manage to get these slides and play for him?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. So I'm going to do this like this, because I don't know how to do it. So well. My topic is to talk about the fifth industrial revolution in Latin America, especially in Colombia. For the people who don't know me, I am the vice president of Corporation Future 5.0 Colombia, and at the same time, I am the CEO of the Innovation Center of Bolivia in Santa Cruz de la Sierra. And well, we know that we are facing nowadays the fifth industrial revolution in terms of what is going to be next, because nowadays we are facing the fourth industrial revolution, but we have to be prepared for the fifth industrial revolution that is going to be in the coming 15 years from now on. But some people like Elon Musk says that it's going to be in 5 years. And why he thinks that it's going to be in 5 years? Because this terms of the fifth industrial revolution, it's really well connected with the terminology of singularity. And once we achieve the singularity, we are going to see the tremendous impact that we are going to face as a human species, because we are going to see a tremendous impact, not just only in the human workforce. We are going to see a tremendous impact in the human evolution. We are going to see how the human is going to transform in something different. With the enhancement of the technology, we are going to see a huge opportunity, not just only for industry, and it's going to be a tremendous opportunity for the human species, because we are going to enhance our brains into a computer, and we are going to see how the world is going to transform, and how is going to see that transformation in the coming 5 or 10 years from now on. Well, first, I will say that 5G is the fuel of all the technologies that is going to transform the world. And when I say 5G, I'm saying that this is the fuel, because with 5G, we are going to see how we are going to be connected with the things, and at the same time, we are going to see how we are going to be all in a one piece. We are going to see like the extension of our lives in the virtual reality. And once we achieve that goal, we are going to see a tremendous vision of ourselves, not in this reality, because in this reality, we are like stuck. But if we close your eyes and see through the imagination and see through the reality that virtual reality is going to offer us, is going to impact not just the way like we see life, is impact in terms of everything is going to change through that extension that we are going to face. And at the same time, in terms of industry, in Colombia, we are working for the next industrial revolution nowadays. And when we say the next industrial revolution for us in Latin America, and especially in Colombia, we are really working for the new meaning of life and at the same time the new meaning of trade. We know that nowadays artificial intelligence and machine learning are the forces for the fourth industrial revolution, but for the fifth industrial revolution, we are going to see not just only the industry on Earth, we are going to see the industry on the moon, we are going to see the industry on Mars, and we have life on those places as well. So we are going to see how we are going to become interplanetary species, not just only human species. That's why it's important to think more than we are thinking right now in terms of nationality, religion, and the limits that we are nowadays facing as humans, because we know that technology is going to provide us a new way of thinking, and we are going to see in the coming 2 decades hybrid humans. It's going to be like us, but at the same time they are going to be robots. So for that, we have to be prepared for this near future that we are going to face, because we have to declare a new rights for the new humans that we are going to see in the middle term and the short term, because we have to see this world like an extension of our reality nowadays. And in Colombia, at the same time, we are working for the new concept of trade. When we say a new concept of trade, I'm saying that we are going to see the continent, the Latin America, as a unique place. Not in the way that we are seeing the continent nowadays, when we say, for example, Argentina or Bolivia. Well, this is a concept from the past. Nowadays, we have to take a look on the present, and the present is regions. Because if you take a look on the fourth industrial revolution nowadays, you can see that the 75% of the whole industry is in two countries, USA and China. And we have to adapt this concept of 4-point industry, because this is something that starts in Germany. But at the same time, we have to see that this concept is not applied for everyone, because we have to invest in science and technology and have the population prepared for this near future. And at the same time, we have to think in the next industrial revolution. In the next industrial revolution requires people with the new skills, with the new institutions that we don't have. And at the same time, for example, in Latin America, we have a huge problem with the technicians of technology, because at the moment we have only 0.50% of the whole population of Latin America really are prepared for this concept of 4-point industry. The rest of the population only listen or talk about it. And they are afraid of artificial intelligence or they are afraid of the near future, because they think that artificial intelligence is going to kill us. And this concept is not right, because we know machine learning and artificial intelligence they are a tool for us. They are not going to kill us. They are not going to replace us. That's why the fifth industrial revolution, in that sense, is going to help us to enhance our skills, to enhance our mentality, and at the same time, is going to provide us a new concept of life and a new concept of humans as a unique species. And at the same time, I would say that it's important to focus not just only in trade in the fifth industrial revolution. It's important to focus on people, because people, they are going to transform the world. But who are going to transform the world with the vision of the fifth industrial revolution? The people who who are passionate with their work, who are love what they do, the people who are actually use their imagination, use their creativity, and for that we need to reskill the institutions. We need to prepare the institution for this new reality that we are going to face, that is going to be more than the 4.0 industry, because 4.0 industry is something that only is for industry. By 5.0, or the fifth industrial revolution, is going to be for the transformation of the humans, for the transformation of the concept of life. And we have to think through our minds and see the life not with programs, because when we have to see something, we usually see the world with our programs, with our mentality, in our subconscious. And our subconscious in the fifth industrial revolution is going to change so fast, because artificial intelligence is going to be not just in our cell phones. Artificial intelligence is going to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So in Colombia, we have to focus on the fifth industrial revolution, because we have to prepare not the old population. We have to prepare the children, because children in 5 or 10 or 15 years from now on, they have to be prepared for the transformation of humans. They have to be prepared for the transhumanism, because we are going to see how is technology transform the concept of see the things in different points of view. And at the same time, we are going to work in the fifth industrial revolution with the concept of co-workers with robots. They are not going to replace us. They are going to work next to us. For example, between 2020 and 2022, we are going to see 2 million more robots in the industry around the world. But the problem with this is, if we don't train ourselves in the soft skills, if we don't work in terms of like, for example, in this case, you are from different parts of the world, and you have your nationality, and you have your culture, your religion, your political vision. But in the near future, we have to think only as humans, because in 20 years or in 30 years from now on, we are going to see differences between humans and this new concept of life. And we are going to see a tremendous impact in the way that we are going to transform ourselves, not just only to focus on degrees or focus on your specialty, because we are going to see that work is going to transform per day or even per month. And that's why we have to be flexible. We have to act quickly in this field, because nowadays not too many countries are really well prepared for the fourth industrial revolution, because they are copying the concept of the industrial revolution that actually is made in Germany. And we know that for each country has his own personality, his own culture, his own way of doing business, and for that we have to be prepared for the transformation of the industry, but thinking in the way that we are going to see the reality in different ways. Because nowadays we are seeing that 5G is going to make the transformation of the industry, because it's going to be all connected. And we are going to have in 10 years from now on the satellite internet, and with that, any point in the entire world is going to be without internet. And for that, we are into the new reality of seeing life, because nowadays we have to see the information era. But in the coming 10 years, we are going to see the connection era. The connection era means to be connected with our brains. The new globalization that we are going to face in the coming 5 and 10 years is going to be the globalization of the intelligence. And that is one of the concepts that in Colombia we are working so hard nowadays, because we are going to see if we, from now on, we are starting doing some joint ventures with Asian institutions, or bringing some startups from Asia and bringing to Latin America and do like a joint ventures, we can boost this new industry, the 5 industry, because the 4 industry is only to adopt what China or USA actually are doing. So we are not going to create the 4-point industry in Latin America. And we know that in too many countries around the world, you are going to be adopters of the 4.0 industry. You are not going to be creators. And we know that we have to think clearly in terms of see this reality that I mentioned, because we have to be creative. We shouldn't copy the concept of Germany. We have to think, well, 5 industrial revolution is going to be with all those concepts. It's going to be no trade between countries. It's going to be between cities. So we are going to see how cities are going to give you a new way to see the reality, because you are going to see the different functionalities and the different ways to connect cities that their culture or the mindset is similar. And at the same time, you are going to see a new concept of do business, because now the material stuff are losing power. So what is important nowadays? The importance of today is how you are going to transform the reality with your ideas, because your ideas are the new market. The ideas are the fuel for the development countries, and even more for the undeveloped countries, such as Latin countries. So for that, we need to see the way. For example, if we know that in Asia we have China, we have India, we have Singapore, and we have the Middle East, with all the international plans to do some joint ventures with Latin universities or Latin institutions. Well, we have to focus on that, because we are not going to adapt the concept of 5 industrial revolution in Latin America with the same concept that we are nowadays we are doing with the 4 industrial revolution. Because for the 5th industrial revolution, we are going to be an interplanetary life, and we are going to see a global connection with 6G, because nowadays everyone is talking about 5G and how it's going to transform industry, because it's the fuel of the whole industry, of the old technologies such as artificial intelligence. But with the 6G, we are going to see a new way of do business, because it's going to be the enhancement of this life. It's going to be a new reality, and you are going to be in this reality, and at the same time you are going to be in the place of Facebook. And this city is going to offer you the possibility to have another family, to work in the virtual world. So we are going to see this tremendous impact in our lives, that we have to do something and must be quicker, because we have to see that if we don't do anything, we are going to be worse than Africa. And in Latin America, the good thing is that our population in general is too young, and they are so positive in terms of how they can improve themselves. And that's why I am seeing that for the 5th industrial revolution in Latin America, in Colombia, we are seeing that it's too important to create joint ventures with Asian institutions, because you are going to provide us technicians, you are going to provide us tech companies to do joint ventures with Latin companies that are required, not the technology itself. I mean the ideas that are important to share, and for the Asian countries that actually they are not well connected with Latin America nowadays. Well, this is a huge opportunity for those companies that they don't know the market. For example, Mexico is a huge market to do many things. Brazil is another interesting market. Colombia is an interesting market as well. And we have at the same time small countries, and those small countries are requiring as well technology, because technology is the new fuel for the fifth industrial revolution. Because the fourth industrial revolution only, in my opinion, is for the development countries, such as USA, China, Germany, Japan, even India. But in case of Latin America, we are not industrialized countries. We are manufactured countries. And as a manufactured countries, we only provide beef or soybean meal or cotton, but our industries are not prepared for the fourth industrial revolution, because our investment in science and technology and innovation is too low. And we know that. But in the fifth industrial revolution, it's not going to be important to talk about IoT or artificial intelligence, because we are going to have already that, because we are going to import that technology from overseas. But the concept of this reality for the fifth industrial revolution, starting from Colombia, is to open the frontiers, open their minds, and see how we can bring from Asia, how we can bring from Middle East new ideas, new concepts of trade, new concepts of joint ventures, not the concept of the old commerce that we are seeing nowadays, that still we are seeing, because some countries are still seeing that, well, we have to import, export. This is old concept of trade. The new concept of trade is how we can do some joint ventures, how we can work together. No, not in terms of how can I export or import. In terms of how we can do a better work together, because we know that we are in the same earth. We are going to face the same challenges, and that's why it's important to see in this concept of technology, in this concept of a new life that we are going to see in the coming 10 or 15 years from now on. It's important to focus in the things that we are going to work together. For example, education, for example, technology, for example, trade, and for Asian companies and for Asian institutions or for Asian students, they must focus in terms of how my city can work with some cities in Latin America, for example. How we can work in something that we can be partners and at the same time see too many things together. Because this is the concept of the fifth industrial revolution. We are going to see how space is going to become so important in terms of a trade, because the hard production or the hard industry is going to be on the moon from 2025, accordingly the space agency of USA. And at the same time, we are going to see in the coming 10 years from now on how natural resources are going to be more than necessary than nowadays, and ideas that we can share together if we join in this new globalization, the intelligent globalization that I was talking a moment ago. Well, if we are starting to do this, we are going to see a new world. We are going to transform the human species for good. Because otherwise, if we keep maintaining the vision of trade, the vision of our culture, and the difference between Latin America, Asia, and Europe, and Middle East, well, in this field, we are not going to transform the world, and we are not going to be prepared for the fifth industrial revolution. So, to finish my topic, I would say that it's important to start moving forward with the idea to think how we can work together with Latin America and Asia, in Asia, because I think too many possibilities, not just only in technology. I think that it's a right time to, for example, boost nanotechnology companies, biotechnology companies, artificial intelligence companies from Asia. Bring those ideas to Latin America. We are going to be more prepared for the fifth industrial revolution that is going to offer us different possibilities, different ways of thinking the near future. And at the same time, we are living in the world, and we know that sustainability is important. Climate change is something that we have to think together, not as different continents, because we are living in the same home. And that's why it's important to think as one, because we are like an organism, and we are into that organism, and we have to think in the one way, because otherwise we are going to lose the opportunity in Latin America, and Asia is going to lose the opportunity to discover and explore Latin America. And this is a good opportunity, not just only for Latin America, for Asia too. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Christian Menu, for again, something which totally took me by surprise, because I've only just finished getting my head around the fourth industrial revolution, and then you hit me with the fifth. It's absolutely amazing how fast we're actually going through these industrial revolutions. And I think I was very interested in what you said about how every country or how every region has to develop its own way of dealing with 5IR and not depend on the German model of what we've been doing so far. So that's something very, very interesting. And I'm also drawn by, because I noticed that in your portfolio, you are the head of the Argentine. Sorry, could you tell me again? Because I had it here just now. The Argentine Trade Federation, or was that your portfolio? And
I have several words. First of all, I am a postgrad teacher in Argentina for 4.0 industry.
Right.
And at the same time, I am UN Peace Ambassador.
Right.
And in Colombia, I am working with the government, and it's a private company, but we are working with the government for the fifth industrial revolution with the concept Future 5.0. And that's why it's important to see how we boost this connection, for example, with your institution, because it's important to me not just only to give you my conference or give you my thoughts. It's important to spread my desire to join forces, because as I told you earlier, in Latin America, we have more than 52 million people, and only 0.% of the population, they have a degree on technology. And that is important. That is an important concept, because well, for example, I am a lawyer, and as a lawyer, we have plenty of lawyers in Latin America, plenty of doctors in Latin America, but we need more data scientists. We need more biotechnologists. So this new career, so this new world that we are in the next 2, 3, or 4 years, because in my opinion, 4.0 industry is from the past, because we had to adopt the concept of Germany, and at the same time, USA and China are producing the 55% of the whole 4.0 industry. And that's why we have to adopt their technology and adopt their ideas. And at the same time, we are facing the new industrial revolution that is going to be in 10 years, because in 10 years, luckily we are going to see the singularity. And once we achieve the singularity, we are going to enter in the new era of business and a new era of human species. And we are going to see the fifth industrial revolution. That's why it's important to see the concept of fifth industrial revolution, because some people are talking about this, because they are seeing that the fifth industrial revolution is going to be outside the world. And that's why the concept of trade, the concept of doing business in my opinion, is like this. Now you have the possibility to give a conference in a way that through internet you can be in Malaysia, for example, you can be in UAE, but at the same time you are physically in Argentina, because I am physically in Argentina right now. So and at the same time I'm working with two countries, with Colombia and Bolivia, but I'm physically in Argentina. So 20 years ago was impossible to work like this.
Correct. Yep.
But to think in that way, we are going to see how the technology is going to transform the way of not COVID, because some people think COVID changed us. COVID, the only thing that made us is to push more the technologies and push more the advancements of the new life that for sure without COVID we are going to have.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Christine Minu, for a very, very enlightening session. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the next session, which is by the Deputy Director of the Center of Humanitarian Studies, Yobe State University, Damaturu, Nigeria, and the President of the APRA Nigeria chapter, my good friend as well, Dr. Aliyu Isa Chikaji.
All right. Good morning, everyone from Nigeria. Thank you very much to my brother, Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi. Dr. Abdullah, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. There seems to be a bit of lag in your end, I think.
All right, thank you. The founding director of Connecting Asia Network, my friend and dear brother from another mother, Dr. Imran Muhammad Qureshi, the chairman of AIINEx, who is in person of Dr. Helmi, and the Dr. Helmi Adli, and the head science committee and judges, Dr. Sharifa Nadia Binti Razali, and our keynote speakers, Dr. Ikram Rixiboyev, I hope I pronounced that correctly, from Uzbekistan, and the second keynote speaker in person of Dr. Christian Menu, my brother Hamad Raza, our new media guru, Norman Khan, my brother Rai Navid, our distinguished sister from Bahrain, Dr. Soda Ilum. Once again, good morning from Nigeria. Can I have our brother Norman Khan to share my slides, please? Dr. Abdullah advised earlier that the fact that I'm using
Dr. Halme, please
Safari.
Dr. Halme, please share the slides. I've already shared with you.
Okay, right.
Okay, before the slides being shared, I am so moved by the presentations of the keynote speakers, and it got to a point where I got like a bit confused. I'm already building my itinerary for travel after COVID, post-COVID travel, and I am now wondering if I should start with Uzbekistan or I should start with Colombia. They are two interesting countries. I've heard so much about the universities there and about the system in the country. And somehow these are countries that I have not visited. Probably I only crossed through their airspace. Someday, soon I shall decide which country to go first, but I promise that...
you are welcome anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Ikram. Yeah. This is Connecting Asia Society and Industry Alliance presenting Asia International Innovation Exhibition, AIINEx-2020. In the last over 1 hour, this is what we have been talking about. It is such an initiative by the father, as acknowledged by the chairman. It's a initiative. Dr. Helmi, can I control from here, please? Okay. I wouldn't want to bother you so much about Connecting Asia because the founding director, Dr. Imran, has said so much about it. But the vision is to be a premier research and development organization that enables global networking to enhance quality research through members' capacity development to establish a sustainable society. And in summary, Connecting Asia is about global networking, research and development, R&D, capacity development, and contribution towards society. In whatever we do, we never forget the society. And that's why we look at, we really cherish the relationship between the town and the gown. Next slide. Dr. Helmi, okay. The APRA. The APRA's aim is to bring, just to mention something about the APRA, making reference with what our amiable MC has said earlier, that it is the Association of Professional Researchers and Academicians. And it is, the aim is to bring together academicians and researchers from across the globe to encourage a multidisciplinary environment serving as an incubator and a launching pad towards new horizon. It is a novel venture that provides professionals from world of academia and research from across the globe in various industries to join hands and welcome an era of multidisciplinary collaboration. It is also, institutions of higher education from different countries are invited to contribute in this revolutionary step by offering services and expertise. The APRA encourages handshake amongst institutions and industry so that we can get the best out of this relationship. Next slide, please. Now, it is our belief that we have to really have a very good collaboration amongst institutions and industries for us to be able to get the best for the society. Now, on my left is the logo of the APRA, and on my right is the photo, one of the photos we had on the day of the launching of the APRA. For your information, the APRA was first launched in Malaysia, and on my, just a little brief of those on the photos, on my right is Dr. Abdul Muhammad Nawi, today, and the president, the APRA Malaysia. Next to Dr. Abdul Nawi is Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi, the president of Pakistan. Next to Dr. Imran is Dr. Badr Al-Sulami. He is the president of the APRA Saudi Arabia. And then we have Professor Ramaya Prasami, who has been awarded a fellow of the APRA on that very day of launching. And next to Prof. Ramaya Turasami is Professor Raja Razia. Distinguished Professor Raja Razia is also given the award, lifetime fellowship of the APRA. And next to Professor Raja Rasia is my humble self as the president of the APRA Nigeria. And then the only lady in our midst is Dr. Sobia Irum, who is the president of the APRA in Bahrain. Next slide, please. Now, apart from you could understand that the APRA is present in these countries, and not only that, the APRA is present in countries like Indonesia, in Czech Republic, where we have Professor Jiri Jeromi as the president, and a number of other countries. Now, some of the benefits. Industries needs manpower and on permanent or temporary basis, which university can provide from its pool of trainees. And industries require consultants to review their works and give necessary advice. Universities have them in abundance, I would say. And these consultants can train and retrain industry workers on many other aspects. Universities are a pool of ideas, and many professors have innovations that industries will always want to tap in order to promote their businesses and boost production. And you will agree with me that that is why I feel AIINEx is not only timely, but it's very, very appropriate, because we have both the industries and we have the universities, various institutions to come together and showcase their innovations. And then last on the list, we have collaborative research. AIINEx also provides a framework for collaborative research. Next slide, please. And like I said earlier, collaboration cannot be overemphasized as far as this project is concerned. Now, if you look at the benefits on the university, industries can support universities to conduct high quality and relevant research. It can also serve as a study area for students, and students can visit industries to hear what they learned in theory with what is obtainable in the industry. Students can do their CIRUS, Students Industrial Work Experience Scheme, and other forms of students' practical engagements in industries, internship and placements for students at the industries. That is also another opportunity. I'm happy with what Dr. Ikram said. He's already welcoming, members of this network to, his institution, and he gave a very beautiful, package that students and researchers can also enjoy. Now, in summary, you have employment, you have corporate social responsibility projects, and outsourcing. Next slide, please. So while we wait for the next slide from the chairman, Dr. Helmi, I would want to emphasize the need for, that benefit of having to do internship, bench works and all of that in the industry, because it gives you a broader view and it exposes one to a lot of many other things that just a desk review or research in the university will not. As a result of COVID-19 and many other, reasons, universities derive research funding from industries, and the outcome of which could improve the existing productions of a firm And here, those ideas or innovations are showcased. Here, I mean, on this platform through AIINEx 2020. While companies are hungry for ideas, universities, the opportunity or the framework where you showcase these or your innovations, and you've got other people who are quite interested, or other organizations, institutions, or industries, as the case may be. Universities provide workforce for industries, while industries provide employment opportunities and serve as practical training grounds for university trainees. AIINEx brings all these together and provides enabling network. Next, please. And this 2 days where we'll have presentations, and for those of us who have been following from the commencement of this opening of AIINEx 2020, you will remember or you will recall that the chairman of AIINEx, and through the head of the scientific and judges, mentioned the way and manner this exhibition is going to be conducted. And here is just a simple, on one hand you have the universities, on another hand you have the industries, and then you have the societies. So the relationship is intertwined, and that is where the APRA comes in, and that is where AIINEx comes in to bring all of this together so that the relationship is established, and for us to know that through this network of connecting Asia, the APRA and AIINEx, which is what we can have, that, we can always leverage on that and benefit as much as we can. Thank you very much, and I wish you best of luck. And thank you for having me. Hoping that we all stay safe, stay productive, and stay healthy. Over to my brother, Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aliyu Isa Chikaji. And again, thank you for a very interesting session. Thank you for introducing to the platform who we are, who the APRA is, and what are the services that we offer. And we're hoping that this will be the first of many, many events to come where we can make an impact to the world, inshallah. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so we will have, we're almost at the end of the session, and I'm just going to pass the session over to the founding director, Dr. Imran Qureshi, to give us a few words on the AIC 2020. So, Dr. Imran, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Okay, so let me announce our upcoming event in December, AIC 2020. So we would like to play the video. If you allow me for a moment, let me just check it and play a video introductory video for our AIC. So all of you can just wait a moment, sir. Can you see my screen now? Okay, our next upcoming event, AIC 2020, Asia International Conference 2020. unfortunately, due to this pandemic situation, we are not able to do it face to face, and yet we decided to continue with online sessions for AIC 2020. And let me share with you the flyer. We have similar to our previous event. This is our 6th Asia International Conference. And Dr. Abdullah, is it possible for you to share the flyer now? Because I don't have the flyer here. Can you share the flyer? Let me stop sharing. Okay, can you share the flyer with all our audience and viewers?
I will do it. Okay.
Yes, Dr. Imran, can you see the flyer? I've just shared the flyer here.
I can see it. So we have this, our 6th Asia International Conference, where we have invited good speakers, many renowned professors from the world. And I think we have a series of workshops with them and then plenary speeches on 18th to 20th December. So all submissions are invited, but this conference is mainly focused on social sciences. So we are very much interested in your submissions. So all papers we will try to publish in Scopus and ISI Index Journal, and some of the special issues we are going to share in next week. So we have a special issue with the sustainability with the impact factor 2.8, and then we have a special issue with the artificial intelligence journal that is also 1.25 impact factor. So we have a couple of good options for publication in this AIC. So that is our flyer. So we are inviting everyone to submit their abstract for this conference. Thank you very much, and pass it again to Dr. Abdullah. The floor is yours now again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Imran. So can I just clarify that the window has gone, yeah? So everybody can see me right now, yeah?
Yes.
Awesome, okay. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Imran, for the unveiling of our 6th Asia International Conference, the AIC. And this is our flagship conference. And last year's event was a monumental success in one of the most prestigious venues the country has to offer, which is in KLCC, the Twin Towers. So that is going to be hard to top for this year. We'll see what we're going to do. So thank you very much for that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, especially to our guests, our distinguished guests, especially to the chairman of AIINEx 2020, Dr. Hilmi Adli, the head of the scientific committee and the judges, Dr. Sharifa Nadia, the founding director of Connecting Asia, Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi, our first keynote speaker, Dr. Ikram Riksiboyev, and the second keynote speaker, Dr. Christian Minu, and also my good friend, my brother, Dr. Ali Satikazi, Deputy Director for the Center for Humanitarian Studies, Yobe State University, for my co-host, Dr. Sobia, who I think had to leave on other business. And all my friends here, we have, let's see, just going to give a nice little call out to everybody. We have Hamad, Mr. Hamad Rizar, we have Mr. Noman Khan, we have Mr. Rai, and we have Mr. Gilani, Mr. Said Ahmed Gilani. Thank you everybody here. Thank you everybody at home. Thank you everybody in your offices. Thank you everybody all over the world for watching the opening ceremony of AIINEx 2020. We hope that you'll stick around, and we hope that this event will be good for you as it's going to be for us. Inshallah, we'll see you in the exhibition, and we will see you around for the AIC 2020 this December. My name is Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi, signing off. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and God bless everybody. We'll see you again. Bye.